Aloha, beautiful friends. I wanted to talk to you guys today about nanotechnology, well, alien technology actually. I wanted to express my concerns that enough of you find out about this. I really didn't have that much of an idea about it until I started to want to figure out how in the world are these chem clouds appearing in the sky everywhere and I never see aircraft. I thought there has got to be some scientific way. There's got to be some clever, genius way that they are, laying the sky full of these time-released chemicals. Because I never see anything in the sky. So one other thing too is they can't use the contrail excuse over here in Hawaii because the land mass is it's not enough land and it's not populated enough. And also the degrees in the atmosphere, are so much warmer here. And really, for contrails, they really prefer to have a drier and a cooler atmosphere, which is on the mainland. It's really rare to have them here. So because of that, I thought, what in the world? How are they doing this? I'm thinking to myself. I know that I'm not seeing any planes. So I decided to look in the computer and ask some questions, and I started to find out, yes, the military for about 10 years or so has been able to cloak aircraft so that it becomes invisible to the human eye. We're probably about 150 years advanced in our technology, but they, don't let us know any of that. Of course, they keep us in the Stone Age. Bear with me, I'm really tired. I just want to kind of had a long, great day, and I wanted to get this off to you to make sure you get it. So I'm going to read you this really great, I'm holding in my hand is a really amazing article by a really renowned light brother of truth. He's very highly educated, very renowned mind, very intelligent being. His name here is Albertus Magnus, and this was written a few years back. So you got to understand too, the technology now is even more advanced than when he wrote this. But this will just give you kind of a basic idea. It's been around 10 years or so, I guess, what I've heard that this has been going on where they're flying invisible aircraft. Let me get right into it here. Make sure I've got it in order. Here we go. I'm going to start on the second page. Kind of just remove out of your mind any doubts, any cynicism, any mockery, any, programmed droid instincts that might come up within us all because of the constant bombardment of the mass media, turning us into little guinea pigs to act and think the way that they want us to. Anyway, I want to read this to you. It's very interesting and really, like I said, try and follow. It's kind of scientific and mathematical. Maybe listen to it a few times because you'll really get it. And once you start to understand the science behind, light, it really makes sense. So here we go. This is how they're spraying the skies all over the world with invisible chemtrail dispenser tankers. Check this out. Researchers, this is him starting. Researchers using nanotechnology have taken a step towards creating an optical cloaking device that could render objects invisible by guiding light around anything placed inside this cloak. Researchers have developed concepts for cloaking objects smaller than the wavelengths of visible light, and for objects detected in the microwave range of the spectrum, which are much larger than the wavelengths of visible light. But the new design is the first for cloaking an arbitrary object in the range of light visible to humans. What we propose is the cloaking of objects of any shape and size. Two requirements are needed to render an object invisible. Light must not reflect off of the object, and the light must bend around the object so that people would only see the background and not the cloaked object itself. If you satisfied only the first requirement of preventing light from reflecting off of the object, you would still see the dark shadow-like shape of the object, so you would know something was there. The most difficult requirement is to bend light around the cloaked object so that the background is visible, but not the object being cloaked. The viewer would, in effect, would be seeing around or through the object. This would be made of so-called non-magnetic metamaterial. Meta in Greek means beyond. So the term metamaterial means to create something that doesn't exist in nature. Unlike designs for invisibility in the microwave range, the new design has no magnetic properties. Having no magnetic properties makes it much easier to cloak objects in the visible range, but also causes a small amount of light to reflect off of the cloaked object. But this could, in principle, be offset by other means, for example, with anti-reflective coating. The big challenge is how to make rays bend around the object, which we have described how to do in this paper. A key factor in the design is the ability to reduce the index of refraction to less than 1. Refraction occurs as electromagnetic waves, including light, bend when passing from one material to another. Refraction causes the bent stick and water effect, which occurs when a stick placed in a glass of water appears bent when viewed from the outside. Each material has its own refraction index, which describes how much light will bend in that particular material and defines how much the speed of light slows down while passing through a material. Natural materials typically have refractive indices greater than 1. The new design reduces a refractive index to values gradually varying from 0 at the inner surface of the cloak to 1 at the outer surface of the cloak, which is required to guide light around the cloaked object. Creating a cloak for rendering total invisibility in the entire visible spectrum would require further advances in optical metamaterials, which is now happening. New combinations of nanotechnology with highly abstract ideas. The optical cloaking research is an indirect spin-off of research that has been funded by the United States Army Research Office to develop metamaterials. In previous work, a metamaterial was created that has a negative index of refraction in the wavelength of light used for telecommunications, a step that could lead to better communications and imaging technologies. More recently, the researchers moved the wavelength for a negative refractive index material to the visible range. Metamaterials are artificial composites that can be controlled to react in ways that do not occur in nature. One example is of a material that can have its index of refraction tuned so that it can have a different index of refraction at different points in the material. Programmable matter refers to matter which has the ability to change its physical properties, shape, density, moduli, optical properties, etc. in a programmable fashion based upon user input or autonomous sensing, or autonomous, I'm so tired. In one school of thought, the programming could be external to the material and might be achieved by the application of light, voltage, electric, or magnetic fields, etc. Basically, you can reprogram. This is intense. Take it in. It's kind of deep. It's like I kind of almost got half of it, and the other part I didn't quite get. I got it all, but I'm sorry I didn't read it perfectly. I really hope that you get that. That's intense. I will get back to you more on alien technology. I wanted to get that out to you. Maybe that'll shine a little bit more of a light out on you, and I hope this post helps some of you broaden your horizons, and if it's possible, use the chemtrails and the Harper Ray, kind of give you an idea of what's going on, and love you all. God bless.